Okay, you guys, welcome into week 5. Time is flying. We're having lots of fun here. All right, I want to do just a quick check-in with everybody. See how did week 4 go for you guys? Maybe a quick thumbs up, thumbs down if it was not super awesome. Okay, good, good. Thumbs up. Okay, excellent. Any wins to share? I know of I know of a couple off the bat.
Okay. I had emailed Tony a couple of days ago. I'm down 13 pounds total. So I'm super excited about that. And I was telling him that I think I finally found something I can actually sustain and do on a regular basis because I have literally tried everything. Keto, Weight Watchers, starving myself, whatever. Yeah, I've tried it all. And this just seems really simple. And I haven't gotten into like macros or anything like that. I'm just sticking with the counting calories and whatnot, but it's working. So I'm just so happy and thankful that I was part of this program.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Laura, that's so awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. You're doing amazing.
Thank
Keep it
you.
going. Yes. Excellent. Anybody else want to share anything?
I I don't know if you guys can see me because I can't see me, but I lost 6.8 pounds last week. And I think overall, I think I'm down 17 something in the 5 weeks.
Nice.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
And like also for me, counting the calories and meal prepping and those types of things have really helped me stay on track. And to me, it seems really simple and it takes a lot of stress out of the week because I just cook like, 2 times a week or so and I make enough for several days. And plus, in terms of exercising, I have never been a person to really exercise. So I'm trying to find ways to keep myself busy and active.
Mhm.
And last June, we had some trees cut down and they left all of the logs for us. And my intention was to like split them because my husband and I we have a lot of fires, and so this week I've been handling all of those big logs and lifting them and moving the wood and stacking the wood, and so I've been using that as a form of exercise. So that's what's helped me this week.
Trent, that's amazing, man. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I say this a lot, but any activity is good activity. Truly. So it's does you don't necessarily have to be exercising or going crazy in the gym. Literally, if anything you do around the house gets your heart rate going, it's good and it'll just be burning more calories for you. So that's amazing, Trent. That's it quite honestly could be close to a record. I'll be honest with you, man, like in a week. That's pretty amazing.
I know. I couldn't believe it this morning when I stepped on the scales. I was like, wow.
Nice. You've been working, man. I'll tell you that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Excellent. You guys are doing amazing. I'm so proud of everyone. You guys are all doing amazing. And even if, for those of you who, especially watching the replay, if you're, let's just say you're not down any weight this week, right? It's like that can get in your head. And it's really one of the things that you want to pay attention to. We're not really looking to track by a weekly basis. It's more or less the overall trend throughout the month is really what we're looking at. So don't get disheartened. Keep doing what you're doing, and the weight will come off. I guarantee it. Okay. So let's move forward here. And I actually, yeah, I just jumped ahead of myself a little bit. You guys are all doing amazing. I'm like super pumped for you. All right. So we're going to do a really quick week 4 recap. And I just want to reinforce the stuff you guys are learning here. So in week 4, we went through the most powerful motivation, which is pain and your why. Pain is 3 to 5 times more powerful of a motivator than pleasure is. And then your why, connecting to why you're doing what you're doing at the deepest level, that will help motivate you more than anything else as well. And we're going to keep going deeper into these ideas as we keep going here. So stay with me. We got into a little bit of HIIT interval training for workouts, different workout styles. I just want to teach you guys this stuff. And then whatever ones resonate best for you, you can just take it and run with it. HIIT intervals is probably for like 10% of the population. It's just a different mindset to be in. If you want to burn the most energy possible, this is how you do it. But that's not for everybody. And it doesn't burn the most fat, actually. So that's a very interesting delineation that you want to take with you here, is there's smarter ways to do things and less harder ways. So that's kind of why I just want to give you all these approaches, and then you just take and run with whatever ones you like. And then we got into the daily shift to help you guys kind of reorient back to creator mode, positive mode for your life, keep you out of survival mode as much as possible. Well, we're going to go 10 times deeper into that idea on today's call for you guys. So I hope that sounds good. All right. And what we're going to do for week 5 here is I want to teach you the rest of the amino acids and vitamins and like the supplementation aspect of things, because especially with losing weight, the objective is to lower the amount of calories you're taking in. So there's kind of some cheat ways to do that I'm going to talk to you about today. And I leverage these personally, and it works really well, and I'll explain why. But we're also going to get into core programming, which is going to change your life forever. This is the work I've done very deeply on myself and a lot of my highest level clients, and our lives are completely different after you do this work. So I want to teach it to you, really start going deeper with it. And then, by the way, next week, we're going to go and tie everything together so that you guys have the most amazing program that you're going to be following based off of all the ideas that we talked about throughout the past 5 weeks. So rest assured, I'll be tying everything in next week for you. But last but not least, we're going to be getting into the flow state, creator mode, which is literally where you want to be most of the day. And if you're not here, we're going to step back into the daily shift, bring yourself back there. And with the core programming piece, you're going to see why you keep falling back into survival mode and how to start to break the cycle officially. So I hope that sounds cool. You guys are going to be evolved human beings when we're done, and I can't wait. All right, so let's jump right in. So there's 2 main ideas when it comes to any supplementation, okay? It's the quality of the supplement, and it's the bioavailability of the supplement. The idea, and I want to explain amino acids first, because this is kind of like a cheat code on allowing you to lose weight and build muscle pretty effectively. And a lot of people ask me, like, what's really the difference between amino acids and protein shakes? And I want to kind of just delineate this for you guys, all right? So really, amino acids are the building blocks of protein. In other words, it's what forms protein. And then your muscles will start to build because muscles use protein to build. And protein's actually in a lot of other areas, your hair, your skin, all the other areas of your body utilize protein as well. But we're really talking in around muscle, because the more muscle you build, the more you metabolize fat more efficiently. The more muscle you have on your body, the more of a fat burning machine you become. And so what we want to start to do is start to build a bit more muscle and burn a bit more fat. And eventually there's going to hit a point in time where you're burning more fat at a higher rate because of this principle. Okay. So number 1 is when you have a protein shake, your body actually has to physically break down that protein into amino acids before it can actually start to be used to build up your muscle. So in other words, there's additional steps it has to take to break down the protein before it can utilize it for your muscle growth and strength. Right off the bat, if you're just taking in amino acids, it bypasses that step. It allows your body to utilize the free amino acids in your bloodstream right away. It's actually within about 20 minutes is the science behind it. Whereas a protein shake will take about 45 to an hour to break down and be used for your muscles. So already it's about 2 to 3 times more effective and bioavailable for the body. So that's why I love aminos. And if you're a crazy bodybuilder, we're going to get into, there's certain aminos, there's actually 3, they're called BCAAs, branch chain amino acids. There's 3 in particular that allow for your muscles to be used right away, and it'll help you recover faster, helps you build your muscle super effectively and in a very fast way. So in other words, bodybuilders tend to drink BCAA drinks either while they're exercising or working out, or immediately after, so that they have exactly what they need to build sufficient muscle. So again, I don't want to go too deep because I don't even know if this is relevant for a lot of you people on in this program, but I just know that it has helped me build sufficient muscle, and I want to teach this to you guys as well. So that's kind of the first principle, is it's just faster utilization in the body for amino acids. So now when you guys go out there and you're like, oh, I want to buy amino acids, there's several kind of ideas that I want to teach you about this. is in general, there's about 20 overall amino acids that are all of the building blocks of protein. Now, there's some that are called essential amino acids, and then there's non-essential. Again, I don't want to go too deep, but essential amino acids are the ones your body doesn't actually create those amino acids by itself. You have to get them from your food. So that's what essential amino acids are, is you have to be consuming them in order to build a complete protein in the body. So your body, the non-essential amino acids, there's 12 of them. Your body already creates those. So it can actually, no matter what you're consuming, it automatically has the mechanism to create those proteins in the body and those amino acids. So basically, you have to consume essential amino acids to build your body, to grow, to build protein, muscle, all that stuff. So when you're going out to buy amino acids, they're usually going to come in the form of EAAs, essential amino acids, which are basically just pulled from different food sources, and then your body can utilize them to build muscle. I already kind of skipped ahead a little bit with branched chain amino acids. It's almost like those are the fastest utilized amino acids for the muscles. And there's 3 of them. Leucine, isoleucine, and valine are the 3 branched chain amino acids. But those your muscles can utilize right away. So again, depending on your goals, depending on what you're trying to do, you can utilize any of these supplements and it'll just help you build a complete protein for yourself. So to fast forward a little bit, non-essential amino acids, that's what's in a protein shake. So in other words, a protein shake is all 20 usually amino acids. So in other words, it's more of a complete protein for you. Amino acids in a powder form will usually come as EAAs or BCAAs, and those are just supplementing your food that you're taking in essentially. All right, so I hope this makes sense. Any questions on this before we go a little bit further?
Could you give us some recommendations on the ones that you like to use, the BCAAs?
Yes, totally, Trent. Yeah. And actually, there's a couple of brands that I have discovered that are the very high quality and very high bioavailability in the body. And one of them is called Perfect Aminos. That's one of them. And then there's one, I think it's called Body Health is the other one. So Perfect Aminos, Body Health, those are some of the best ones you can get. You're going to find that there's lots of brands out there and they're all pretty similar. But again, what we really want to do is figure out what's bioavailable for the body is the most important aspect. And I can provide it to you guys even in an email afterwards, links to these. You can get them on Amazon or anywhere pretty much. But yeah, so great question. Any other questions on this before we go any further? Okay, beautiful. We want to delineate between animal protein and plant protein. Ultimately, either one has all 20 of your amino acids that are required. So in other words, plant protein will build muscle just as sufficiently as animal-based protein. However, the difference is with bioavailability. Animal-based protein is the go-to for bodybuilders because it happens to build protein and be more bioavailable in the body a little bit more efficiently than plant-based protein. It goes back to the mechanism of your body has to break down the protein into amino acids before you can use it. Well, with plant-based protein, that process takes a little bit longer naturally. Animal-based protein's almost like it's already been processed to a certain extent, and your body can break it down a little bit faster and utilize it a little bit faster. So really, there's not a whole much of a difference, but understanding that animal-based protein will build muscle a little bit faster. And that's kind of generally why the bodybuilding community goes towards that. However, it goes a bit deeper because there are health aspects involved here that I want to touch on just so you guys have all the information. So without going into too much crazy science, animal-based protein has been found to grow tissue in the body substantially faster, which is why bodybuilders enjoy taking it in because it builds muscle and tissues very effectively. However, it also has been shown to build tumors and cancer. It promotes cancer growth and tumor growth much faster. So there's lots of studies been done on this. I won't go into the detail, but understand if you have, and it doesn't cause cancer, by the way, it just, if you have cancer in the body, it promotes the growth of it is what's been found. Whereas plant-based protein doesn't. It actually doesn't impact that at all. And so that's essentially just because a lot of people ask me, why am I plant-based? Well, I lost my dad to cancer, right? Like 26 years ago. And I started learning all about these ideas. And that's why I've been plant-based for the past 8, 9 years because of this idea. Just to kind of give you guys all the information around this is understand that if you do want to build sufficient muscle very fast, animal-based protein will help you do that. But understand that there are some of these deeper level ideas to your health that you want to be aware of. Okay. I don't want to go too much deeper on that idea. I just want to explain like the difference between the two. There's really not a whole lot of differences, just health-based and then efficiency-based. Okay. So with that, are there any questions or anything you guys are wondering that I didn't quite answer about this area here? Okay. And I think before, oh yeah. So I did have some recommendations, but I actually wanted to talk about vitamins because these kind of correlate with the same type of idea. So in our day and age, we don't have to necessarily eat our nutrition. We can supplement a lot of it. We're using technology, right? So like these amino acids, they source them from different foods and get them down to their basic level. It's a powder you put into water and you drink it down. Protein, same thing. They're just taking it from different types of foods. And in other words, it's a cheat code to getting you what it is you desire and with a lot less calories. So one of the ideas before we talk about vitamins really quick, amino acids, usually they're 5 calories to about 30 calories, depending on the supplement. For the same amount of protein you would get from like, let's just say a chicken dinner or a tofu dinner, you can get that same amount of protein in 30 or less calories versus like 300 when you're consuming the food as it is. So I'm still a huge proponent of getting most of your nutrition from food, but this is a cheat code if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to keep your calories way down. And if you're working out and you still want to build muscle. So it's almost like a win-win when it comes to losing weight and building muscle. The same idea as with protein, animal-based or plant-based. This is a little bit higher in calories because it's more closer to the whole food itself. It's not just the aminos part of it. So in other words, it's taking just the protein out of the food, and that's usually about 100 to 130, 140 calories per serving. So in other words, for the same amount of protein you get from a chicken dinner, that's maybe 300 calories, let's say, you'd get the same for about 100 to 130 calories in a protein shake. Okay. So now the idea though, is you're not getting the full energy you would otherwise be getting from your food. You're just getting the protein in both of these cases. So now it's a balancing act that we're all always constantly working on. And it's like, all right, well, how much energy do I have? If I'm lethargic, if I'm fatigued, what I'd recommend is eat the whole food, like eat a chicken dinner or a tofu dinner versus taking in a protein shake, because the protein's only going to give you that portion, the protein portion, without the full source of carbs and without the full source of fats either that you'd otherwise be getting from your food. Again, it has to do with how you feel, the amount of energy you have, and your goals, ultimately on what you're going to choose to use at any given moment in time. So I hope that makes sense. All right. And then the vitamins, same type of idea. And I honestly recommend vitamins, especially if you're losing weight, because you are lowering your calorie intake. It's going to be harder for you to get all the nutrition you normally get to maintain your body. And so when you're losing weight, let's just say you're at 1,000 or 800 calories a day for your daily calorie ceiling. That's not a ton of nutrition. And so you might start to feel fatigued over a period of time. If that's happening for you, I'd highly recommend sourcing and supplementing with a high quality multivitamin. Now, I've tried lots of vitamins in my day. For the past like 10 years or even longer, maybe 15 years, I've tried like dozens of vitamins. And I discovered this one about 9 years ago, USANA. They are one of the best vitamins I've ever discovered. And you know just by how it makes you feel. And this company, it's dedicated to providing the best, highest quality. In fact, with all supplements, by the way, one of the last ideas I want to share with you guys is they're not regulated. The FDA, there's no organization regulating them. So literally, someone could go in their garage, open up a facility, and start to put together proteins themselves or amino acids or whatever, and then start selling them. And there obviously are some regulations, but it's not actually officially regulated. And so what was one of my criteria for finding a really high quality supplement is I would want a company that held itself to the standards of all the regulation bodies. So FDA, the European one, all of them have like a higher level of regulation, and USANA does that. They voluntarily submitted themselves to the FDA and the European one, and they get audited on a regular basis for highest quality. Is what's in the product actually in it? Like they test for all that stuff. That's kind of the last piece of the puzzle, understanding the quality of a supplement you're getting into. So these are the ones I'd recommend. Also, for these other ones, it had to do with bioavailability. Perfect Amino and Body Health is 99% utilization in the bloodstream. So just to give you guys an idea. So that is basically the conclusion of the supplementation part. So now we're going to get into core programming, and this is going to change the game for you guys. As we've already talked about, you have a circumstance in your life. Let's just say the scale isn't moving the way you want to, or something in your body isn't the way you want it. Okay, so you have, in other words, a negative circumstance, if you will. Well, all circumstances are neutral until we start thinking about them and processing them on the screen of our mind. So in other words, we start to have thoughts about them. And now that kicks in to our behavioral cycle here. So our thoughts lead us to think a certain way, feel a certain way, take action, and is motivated to take action a certain way. And then that leads to a result. And this is this cycle and loop that's occurring. Well, with any circumstance and any thought you have about it, you could trace it back 100%. It will always be aligned with the result you're getting. Let's just say the scale isn't moving and you're having thoughts of, crap, the scale isn't moving, victim-based thoughts. Well, the scale will continue to make you a victim if you continue thinking like this. Okay. So in other words, the only real control we have is in the way you're thinking, and nothing will change until that changes. So we have to start to change and evolve the way we're thinking about any area of our life, actually, because this will apply in all areas, with your relationships, with your finances, all areas of life. If you're thinking negative about it generally, it's going to produce a negative result, 100% aligned with the level of thinking. Okay. Just as certain as an apple tree seed will grow into an apple tree when planted into dirt and watered, the same thing is happening with your mind and your thoughts. Okay. Well, different thoughts carry different energy and have different power and weight associated with them. And this is the breakdown. Thoughts, we have infinite thoughts that we can think. And what we want to start doing is having a lot more thoughts that are in line with our vision. All right. And not thoughts about our circumstances. Because what happens for most people is they're just thinking tremendously. They're flowing lots of energy to their current circumstance, or an injury in the body, or a disease in the body, or an undesired result, because it makes them feel bad. And it's like, oh, I didn't lose weight. Oh, I didn't build my muscles, and I didn't get to the next level of my weight training, or whatever that looks like for people. It's like, oh, you kind of dwell in that for minutes, hours, days. And we're like, oh man. And then you become a victim. And now you're living in survival mode. And it's all because of the circumstance that is happening in our life. So we've got to start to transcend this idea. Okay. As you're thinking, the more you think a thought more consistently, and the more you think it in general, the more it repeats, in other words, on the screen of your imagination in your mind. And this is kind of called your third eye, actually. Your third eye is actually creating your life. And whatever's being processed on the screen of your mind throughout the day is actually coming to fruition over time. And so what happens is you think a thought for a long time and you start resonating with it, it starts to become a belief. Whether it's true or false, whether it's good or bad, it starts to become a belief. If you tell yourself you're a dog over time, right? My kids actually told me that there's certain kids in school that dress like a dog and this and that. And so the idea is they might believe or start to believe that they're a dog. And that's how powerful your mind is, right? So it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, true or false. If it is true for you, it is going to become a reality in your life. And as crazy or as absurd this might sound, this is actually what's happening in our life. And so now we've got these beliefs that are forming. And by the way, this has been happening since you're a kid. So a lot of times these beliefs, the thoughts you thought the most, over the period of decades, right, become deep-rooted beliefs. The deeper the root, the core belief forms, and it's got more power. It's deeper the rooted tree has formed in your mind here. Well, at the lowest, deepest level are your values. This is really the mechanism here. And you have formed values over the course of your life. in different ways and in different areas. Well, you are 1000% abiding by the values you hold highest in your life. So the idea behind this is whatever values you hold highest right now are literally creating your results. And so let me give you an idea. Let's just say some of your values are you are very family oriented, right? And having kids is a big value for you, or having a loving relationship is a high value for you, right? And then maybe in some other areas, finances might be a higher value, or your career and performing at a high level and being the best in what you do is a high value. In other words, being important is a high value for you. Maybe in different areas like traveling and resting and relaxing and enjoying life is a high value. So you travel a lot. And then health might be a high value or it might not be. And so what you're going to start to see is you've got all these different areas of life, and some of them are the highest value for you and others are not. And I've discovered this for myself, and I've realized family is one of my highest values. I have 4 kids, a wonderful wife, and that was one of my truest values. In fact, when I was even 16, I was thinking, what is my dream life? Is the textbook, house with a picket fence with a wife and kids. You know what I mean? That was kind of a highest value I had. However, money was never a huge value for me. And my dad was super content, and we used to fix his rust on his van, and he was kind of a blue collar guy, right? And so money was always kind of this thing that was a funny thing. When you start to uncover these different values in your life, you start to realize why you may or may not have certain things in your life. Health. I never valued my health, actually. I valued strength and being strong, but I never valued my health. And so back in the day, I used to bodybuild, I used to work out, I used to drink milk, I used to take in tons of meat and protein. And that was what drove me for many years. I was super strong, powerful. And then my health started degrading. I'm in my 30s and I feel like a piece of garbage. And I was kind of strong, but what is that doing for me, right? So it's all this yin to yang, this balancing act that's occurring throughout our life. Well, let's just say you didn't value your health and your body and what you're eating. And now you start to get a little bit on the overweight side. And now that becomes more of a pain in your life. That's what's motivating you to take action to lose weight. So the beautiful part about this, you guys, is all of the bad in our life is actually good because it motivates us. And the worst thing that you experience will motivate you into the complete opposite. It's the yin to the yang in the balancing part of our life here. So a lot of people remain a victim to the bad thing that happened in their life, but understand that's like a catapult that could propel you into the most spectacular life, actually. The most successful people often come from the worst possible scenario because of this idea, right? And so now understanding this idea, we get to understand, oh, you know what? Even if I'm 500 pounds right now, that is a setback that could lead to the most unbelievable comeback in your life. And as far as being the hero or heroine of your story, you actually could utilize that to build infinite powerful motivation within your body. And it will propel you almost like a rubber band effect into the exact opposite state for yourself. So I hope you guys are starting to see the value of these ideas here. So in other words, you never have to be a victim. It's just the way we're looking at things will either keep you stuck or get you to exactly where you want to go, right? But understanding what has already formed, what is operating in your mind right now, this is how it works. This is the beautiful part. And what I love about what we do here is at any given present moment, I don't care if you have had a value of any area of your life for the past 50 or 60 years, at any given present moment in time, you can make a decision to change it. You literally choose, hey, I'm going to start to value money more or health more, or my family more, or my relationship more, or any area of your life. I'm going to start to value this more. I'm going to start to value my body more. I'm going to start to value me more. A lot of times where we hate ourselves, we think of ourselves as a piece of garbage because of just how we look and feel, but we're not valuing our body. We're not valuing this vessel that we have, this avatar that's allowed us to live our life for as long as we are here, right? We've leased this vehicle our whole life. Why not love the vehicle you're in and value it? And that's what we're getting down to here. And in week 6, I'm going to be tying this all together for you guys. And it's going to be spectacular. So we're getting into this though. And now what I want you guys to do is check in. And this is truly your work right here. What are your highest values? We're going to introspect. We're going to reflect on our life here. And it doesn't matter how long you've been on earth here, you've got values that have been formed. And now this is your opportunity to change it so that it better aligns with your goals and vision for your life. What do you believe is true for you right now? Right? Your ability to lose weight? Is it easy? Is it hard? I know some of you in this program right now have a belief that it is hard. It's hard, or that because of where you are in your life right now, it's harder. For instance, when you get a little bit older, right? Maybe you're getting into your 40s, 50s, 60s, and now you have a belief sitting there that, oh, losing weight's a lot harder at this age, or because I'm a certain aspect of my body here, I can't lose weight as effectively. Well, that's a thought, that is a seed that is literally growing into the tree of that result right now for you. And whether or not it is actually true or false, it doesn't matter. Do you want it to be true? Like, that's the real question, right? So for instance, as you get older, maybe you're getting injured more. This was a belief I had. I'm starting to get older. I'm starting to get injured. I'm not as strong as I used to be. Oh no, how would that serve me right now? I got news for you guys. I am stronger than I was in my 20s right now. And I feel like I'm just beginning, like legit. And it's got nothing to do with your age, actually. That's just a very deep rooted belief, is as you get older, you get weaker, or you get whatever. It's harder to do. Your metabolism slows down. That is false. Your metabolism slows down because you slow down. You're not as active as you once were, right? And literally, as I start to train more and I start to eat more and I'm burning it off faster, your metabolism goes up in direct correlation to your activity levels. That's it. The problem is most people don't have that much energy, and so they slow down. And then that's actually the mechanism because of the way they've been eating their whole life. It's not providing that infinite source of energy you once had as a kid. As a kid, we already have plenty of energy and plenty of ability to live the way we're supposed to. Well, what I've realized is when you're fueling your body with this highest octane nutrition, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, primarily 80 to 90%, it literally is life force energy. You feel like a kid again, and it's unbelievable. And now it's like, oh, it had nothing to do with my age. What the heck? This is such a powerful idea. It's going to set you free eventually when you really go and do your homework here as what is going on up here for you, right? Oh, I'm, premenopausal, I'm menopausal, I'm at this stage of my life, I'm here, I'm there. Oh, I injured my back, I injured my knee. Well, guess what? If you accept that you have a bad back or a bad knee or a bad insert, whatever's going on for you, you just gave away all of your power to heal it. In fact, you just created a perpetually degrading situation on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Degenerative is going to occur in the body because of the thought pattern that you have. Well, if you simply change this and say, oh no, I hurt my back. Yeah, but it's healing and my back is feeling better. My knee is feeling better. I am living proof that this works because this happened to me. I hurt my back. I hurt my knee. I tweaked my neck. I've literally injured every part of my body, by the way. And I feel amazing right now. Once in a while, do I re-injure it a little bit or tweak it a little bit? Yeah, of course. But every time I do it, I catch myself in the way I'm thinking in that moment. And I realize, oh my God, I'm either perpetuating the circumstance or I'm changing it, going back to where do I want to be? And I realign myself to my true vision here. Okay. I hope this is resonating with you guys. It's a very powerful idea, especially when you have a disease, by the way. If you tell yourself and you declare that you have cancer, even if x-rays prove it in your body, but if you declare it on a regular basis to yourself, guess what will never go away for you? You have to declare that you are a human being capable of overcoming anything, capable of healing your body. And you are a complete being right now. You have everything you need to heal your body. You just have to start to align your thoughts with that idea. And so those are the beliefs that you're going to want to start to foster if you have cancer, instead of just being the victim to it. And this is near and dear to my heart because of my dad. And so what we're trying to do is see, all right, what is the way I'm thinking? How much power am I giving these thoughts I have? And are these thoughts aligned with my desired self in life? So this is your check-in that I want you guys to do this week. Like, I want you to write these down for yourself so that you can see what's going on in the operating system that's actually taking effect in your life right now and is creating your reality. Because I've got news for you. Whatever you write down, good or bad, is playing out in your life right now, 100%. So we've got to uncover what does that actually look like for you. And I'm telling you, this is going to reveal so much to you. And now we're going to start to change it. Okay. The last piece here, and we're going to go a bit deeper with this idea next week as well. I just want to introduce it to you guys so you can start to really check in with yourself on a regular basis. Okay. So I've already kind of introduced this idea to you guys in like week 1 and week 2 here because I wanted to get it into your mind right away. But we're going to go a bit deeper as to the state of being you should be in all throughout your day. And the more you live here, the way faster and more efficiently you lose weight, the more faster and efficiently you create the life of your dreams, the more faster and efficiently you feel better, the more faster and efficiently you're healing your body, you're growing muscle, whatever it is that you're after, the more faster and efficiently it is happening when you're in this state of energy for yourself. No matter how you wake up, this is the process. You are going to simply reset. So I'm going to literally tell you guys what I do. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. As soon as I come out to my office here, before I start to create my day, I just simply sit down and I breathe. I just return back to the present moment and I belly box breathe a few deep, slow breaths. Grateful for the moment, grateful to be in the body I'm in, whether it's where I want it to be or not, grateful to be here. And now you're resetting your state of being. So by the way, we got hit by a deer over the weekend and it like literally like plowed into our Tahoe and it hit the front end. And had I not swerved, we would have hit it head on. But it hit
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
the family in the car? Or was it just you?
No, so it was my wife and our friend Gerald was with us. We went to one of our friends' birthday parties on Saturday, and we were coming home late at night. And big deer off to the side of the road. I saw a few deer that night as we were driving home. This one in particular was right on the side of the road. So I start slowing down. It was too late. I already startled it, and it started coming out in front of me. So I swerve, and I didn't want to scare them, but I'm like, I had to swerve, and it hit the front, like the light, and then it rolled into the door, and it's a huge dent in our door.
Oh, Tony, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, luckily, right? So everyone's okay, right? Everyone was okay. My wife freaked out, which was, she was to be expected.
Was it her side or was it your side?
It was her side. It hit her door, essentially. Yeah. So we stop. It runs off into the forest, and we get out and we look at the damage. Like, oh my God, this is crazy. And it honestly didn't impact me at all. As soon as I saw it happen, I moved. I did the best I could in the moment, and boom. But it didn't amp me up. And my wife, it amped up my wife. And I think my friend Gerald, I think it amped them up a bit. But I realized like things are just happening. And what's crazy about this is I didn't want to go out that night. And because we were going to like a bar and I didn't want to be drinking and stuff like that. And I was in a really kind of like, I was kind of dreading going out. And I was in that state of being for a couple hours before we went out. Well, I honestly just connected the dots. I'm like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a bad night, in other words. And it's like, oh, you know what? I knew this is going to. So it's funny how this stuff works, but I swear, like, it's just kind of the way it works where you're going to start to correlate certain things in your life. Well, we now have this damage that happened, and the trucks is sitting in our, I could see my driveway from where my office is here. Back, a couple of years ago, I'd be like so mad that happened. Oh my God, like I got to pay this probably a lot of money to get it fixed. And it could have easily sunk me. And I could have been operating from my day at that state of energy, right? Well, how is that number one going to serve you, your clients, your job, your business, your partners, your kids? How is that ever going to serve you if you're sitting down there, right? In survival energy. So now it's almost like this natural thing that has occurred now is I'll bring myself immediately back out of it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that happened. Oh, it's okay. Things happen. And now it's okay. We'll get it fixed. I said that as soon as we did. Oh, it's no big deal. It's just a truck. I get back in. I'm just driving normal, head home, drop Gerald off. And it was just a funny thing. But this idea will set you free forever. No matter what's going on in your life, you are the creator. You are the commander in chief here. Right. And so now what we do is every day, if you guys get good at this, you're going to practice this. Okay. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter if you have zero money in the bank, if you have a disease in the body. It doesn't matter what's going on. If you're 500 pounds overweight, I don't care what's going on in your life. You simply come back to the present moment because that's where you exist. You only exist in the present moment. In other words, the present moment has all of your power, and it's up to you to choose what type of power you're going to step into. Right. So now we reset with belly breathing. Your belly, and we're going to go deeper into this next week, but breathing is your filtration system of your body for your physical body, your lungs, and your energetic body. So now you literally can filter out emotions immediately. And we're going to get into that next week, but you breathe, reset your emotion, reset your state, go back to gratitude. And you're grateful to be here, right? Grateful to still have the truck is still running perfect. It's cosmetically damaged. I just got to get it fixed, right? So grateful to have the truck still. Grateful to have everything still. Grateful to have the oxygen I'm breathing right now. Grateful to have you guys in my program. I'm grateful to be teaching you guys this stuff. This has changed my life so dramatically. I want you guys to know and operate from the way I operate from. I don't want you guys to be, in survival mode when things happen. I want you guys to be a powerful creator in your life. And this is how you do it. So now what we do from that state of energy, you now visualize, what do you want to create for the day, for the week, for the month? You dictate this, okay? What do you want to create for the next 30 minutes or hour or, morning, whatever that looks like for you, whenever you're doing this? What am I going to choose to create right now? So as soon as you guys get off the call here, you could do this. You just reset, or it doesn't matter what's going on. Maybe you got a lot of work to do. Well, now let's just visualize, what is the exact outcome you want for the end of the day here today? What's the exact outcome you want for the end of the week? Can we align with it to the next level right now in this present moment? And this is exactly what we do. So you visualize, what does that look like? I'm constantly visualizing, how can I help more and more people? How can I help the people I'm already connected with deeper? How can I help them so that, like, literally the words coming out of my mouth are priceless for them? Like, not just, oh, that's pretty cool to know. No, like, you literally are going to change your life from what I'm teaching you. I need to get into this energy for myself before I proceed. And so now from there, once you visualize it, by the way, this only takes a couple minutes to do. So the very first one could take as little as 1 minute. 3 deep belly breaths is 1 minute, 20 seconds of breath. 1-2 minutes, you visualize your creation on the screen of your mind. You could do it with your eyes open or closed. You get good at this. You can visualize it with your eyes open. So you're just there. It's there. It's on your third eye. You're not even paying attention to it, the walls and your water in front of you. No, you're like, I only see my third eye now. It's kind of crazy. And so now you're visualizing your creation. And now you're prioritizing your actions. Now we're working way smarter, not harder. It's the 80-20 rule, everything we do. What is the most inspired action first? As soon as I come out of this little 2 or 3 minute ritual here, whereas I reset, I visualize, and now I'm ready to create, what action do I feel most inspired to take? It might be something completely counterintuitive. Like, oh, you know what? I kind of feel like going for a walk. Oh, do it. Whatever is the most inspired, that's your inner highest being self guiding you. It's telling you to do this, and it's guiding you in your path. We're going to get good at this, and we're going to go deeper next week with this idea. But literally, if it's telling you to go take a bath or a shower, or if it's telling you to read a book, if it's telling you to reach out to somebody, whatever that inspired action is, that's your intuition. That is your highest level of guidance that we have in our life here. Animals have instinct. We have instinct as well, but we're evolved. We have intuition. That's the next level of instinct, actually. So now we get these precognitions of what we should be doing in our life. And unless you're acting on them, you're going against the flow, right? This is what we call flow state. Well, how do you know it's flow state? Because it feels good. The better it feels for your body and your being here, your emotional guidance system here, the better it is for you. The faster, in other words, it's going to lead you to the outcome you're looking to create. Even if it's losing weight, your inner being knows exactly what your outcome, what you're trying to create. And it knows the path of your least resistance to get there. And so you should be operating always from your most inspired actions down. Let's just say you got 3 things to do and they have to get done by the end of the day. Well, this is my recommendation. You take action on the one you really feel like taking action on the most inspired. Okay. And then you work yourself backwards into the least action. That will lead you to exactly where you need to go in a much more efficient way. And then what you do is you focus on that one action until you bring it all the way to where you can bring it, complete it if you can, or just bring it as far as it can go in that moment or within the next cycle you're in, whatever it is, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever you got to dedicate to this, but it's got to be undistracted. And again, we're going to go way deeper in this idea next week. And then I'm going to be tying everything together for you guys here. But if you realize what's actually happening, and I'm going to come back to you guys. And actually the very last piece here is our bonus for this week is the mindset chapter of our book. Okay. When you are focused, have you ever heard of getting yourself into the zone, right? Like a sports term. Hey, that person was in the zone. Oh, they're zoned in other words. They're focused. They're highly focused. You are a powerful creator. But what happens, especially in our day and age, is technology has crushed that. It has literally crushed our ability to create because of the constant distractions coming in, emails, messages, constant kids coming up to you, distracting you. If you've got lots of kids like me, constantly, and they're looking to create their own life. And so they're going to pull and be as resourceful as they can be and take from you. So it's funny how you got to operate, right? So the idea behind this is you want to start to control this mechanism here as much as you can. And your focus, in other words, is your power. It's your superpower. Well, it takes you about 10 minutes, and we're going to wrap up right now. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get yourself all the way in a flow state for yourself, in a very powerful focus state on one idea. If you get distracted, as soon as you take your attention off of that, and you guys are going to know what I mean, it's going to take you 5 or 10 minutes to get you back into that flow state again. You get distracted. Most people operate like this, unfortunately. Whereas they're jumping from one to the other, they never actually get into flow state. And now they're working 8 hours a day, not in the flow state, and they're getting a fraction of what they could have done had they learned this idea and applied it. So literally, I get more done in an hour or two than I would in a week with just being 1000% connected, undistracted. I rarely have my phone with me. And it's to the detriment of people trying to get a hold of me, but it's to my power. It's like, hey, if you can learn to control your focus and not be distracted and so now what you do is you chunk it out. We're going to talk about this next week, is you chunk it out. So literally the emails you have to answer, give yourself a chunk of dedicated one idea, one focus. Emails. I'm going to focus all my energy on emails, answering them over the next 20, 30 minutes. And then I'm not going to look at them until 6 hours later or whatever that looks like for you. So in other words, you give yourself these chunks of time to focus 1000% on what you're doing, and you're going to become next level. I'm here to tell you, you're going to be stress-free, by the way, because what causes stress is an overwhelm, constantly shifting your creation faculty here from one thing to the other, to the other. I was living there for so long, especially with my kids. Oh my God, they stressed the hell out of me. It was constant. It was like they need everything all the time, and I couldn't get any work done. Well, I luckily learned these ideas, and now I'm able to get work done with 4 kids. My wife wants to have another kid if she wanted to. We would, because I don't care anymore. I can have 10 kids. I learned how to do this now, right? So the idea is you just have to learn how to focus your attention, and where your attention goes, energy flows. And it's the most powerful thing. You can heal your body with your flow focused attention, undistracted. You could start to control, like a wizard is casting energy. You could start to control this for yourself. Well, we're going to control this like next level. And we're going to get into this next week, but I want to give you a little bit of a taste, okay? You guys are doing amazing. I hope you're getting lots of value from this program. It really, truly, I want to change your life forever here. Not just teach you how to lose weight, but literally change your life. Because I swear, these ideas have changed my life so much. And I'm not where I want to be by any means, but man, am I living my dream every day. And it's like, literally, I don't care if I'm helping one person or 5,000 or 1,000,000, as long as I can help you live life from a higher level, that's all I care about. And it's like, it's my mission. It's my calling. So I appreciate you guys so much for being here. And if there's any questions you ever have, if you ever are stuck in any way, please do not hesitate to reach out to me during the week. Okay. And let's just keep going, you guys. You're doing amazing. Next week is our last week of the program, guys. So let's go out with a bang. What we're going to do, I just give you a little quick thing, is if you could take pictures coming up here in the next week, and you're going to actually notice a change. For some of you, it'll be more drastic than others, and that's okay. You're going to notice a change in your body, but that doesn't even matter. I don't even care about that. It's this that I care about. Because man, let me tell you, when you change this, your body is a reflection of your mind. So I don't care what happened in these 6 weeks for you guys. I just want to make sure this has been changing, and that I'm here to tell you, my gosh, watch out 2025. You guys are setting yourself up, let me tell you. So with that, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thanks, Tony.
Yes,
Thank you, Tony.
my pleasure. Thank you guys.
Bye, guys. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks. You too, you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.